What's up, Transformers fans? It's me, Mr. C. On this episode of Mr. C's Toy Box, I'm going to be reviewing Cyclonus. Alright, Cyclonus, you can see here, is a Decepticon, and Cyclonus comes to us from the Transformers Armada series. Transformers Armada. Transformers Armada came after Transformers Robots in Disguise. And there are Transformers I like in both series. Transformers Robots in Disguise. My critique of that the overall, season is I think the designers were trying too hard. And for our Armada, I feel like they weren't trying hard enough. Which I know sounds a little harsh, but it's just my opinion. So this character is Cyclonus. He's one of the first villains to appear in Transformers Armada. And yeah, let's check out this alt form here. So the alt form here, we have a battle helicopter. You can see that there is a trigger here where we can spin the propeller, which actually it gets points for. I do like this tail here. We can see a lot of guns here. We got some machine guns here and some missile launchers here. So, yeah, as far as this alt form goes, I do kind of like the weight distribution of it. I do like the propeller, feature being on the back, but I do have some issues. Issue one, I mean, the legs are like not even cleverly hidden. You can see the legs are just the bottom of the helicopter, and there's not even like any landing gear. I mean, it's just two huge awkward feet here. Same thing with the arms. You can see the arms, like literally this helicopter is making a fist at you. Which I think is just kind of like a little ridiculous. The front of the helicopter here, I feel like this is kind of an awkward, I don't know if this is just supposed to be so someone can sit in it. Just seems like an unnecessary feature, especially for a design that, I don't know, just doesn't, I don't like how flat this is here. It almost looks like a weird truck head or something. So yeah, not in love with this robot mode. Plus, I mean, there's just a lot of movement down here. So I do like this kind of trigger thing here. That's fun. It looks like a villain, with the color scheme and all the guns. But I'm still going to give this helicopter mode a 2, just because I feel like they weren't even trying with these limbs here. But let's go ahead and get into the transformation. Alright, so first thing, surprise, surprise, here are the legs. We just fold the machine guns back. And then it's kind of a pretty easy mechanic here, where we just slide that down. The legs flip around. Ooh, maybe I should have done that first. Let's do that. Flip it, then slide it down. That'll click in. Pretty solid there. And then, yeah, you just, again, surprise, surprise, the arms are right here, even though you can see them the whole time. And then, there's his head. Alright, so here's robot mode. Pretty simple transformation. Again, these proportions are just super bizarro to me. This waist is really weird. You can kind of see that it just kind of, I don't know, it's just like, it's not really under his chest, it just kind of is at the back of it, and you can kind of just swing it. These leg joints are also really bizarre, because they kind of click in, which, I guess keeps it sturdy, but is also weird because you can't, like, pose the leg unless you're bending it all the way back again. The shoulders, I don't like how his arms just kind of hang from the wing. Like, he's got this really chunky body here, and then his arms are also kind of chunky because of the missile launchers. And they just kind of hang from the wing here. And then let's get in here on the head. I mean, that is kind of an ugly face. I hate the bright orange. I kind of wish it was like closer to this brown color. yeah, he just kind of has I call it goblin face, where it's just orange and green. And yeah, this just is on a hinge here, so not ideal. So I mean, it's well, I was gonna say it's not horrible, but it's not great either. You can still kind of do the propeller thing. So for the Transformers Armada series, there were a lot of things with minicons. Minicons would like activate special powers. And again, this series overall was pretty, I think, kind of rough. So if you put a minicon here, you can see these like little minicon entry points. This would fire the missile, and this would make another machine gun that looks pretty much exactly like this one, except it's tan, come out of his knee. I'll try to have minicons for the next time I do one of these. So I don't know, I guess he's got some knee guns, but also the idea of like the minicon having to go to each different point to, 1, 2, 3, 4 to activate his weapons is kind of just seems like a huge waste for him. So yeah, Cyclonus. Another issue I have with Cyclonus is that Cyclonus originally from the G1 movie back in 1986, Cyclonus was a different character who was really cool. He was basically a villain named Unicron, who's literally a an evil planet. He finds the corpse of an old jet Decepticon and revives it and transforms it into this crazy space jet Decepticon named Cyclonus, who is super cool. And yeah, it was like a space jet. He looked terrifying. He had giant horns, and he was like it was a really big deal. So for Cyclonus to kind of go from one version to being this like crazy space warrior to this kind of derpy helicopter dude, who, I mean, so derpy. Look at that face. He's even like got a derpy smile on. I kind of don't like that they kind of took the Cyclonus name and gave it to this guy. Cyclonus actually is one of my favorite Transformers names. It kind of sounds like a Greek god or something. So, Cyclonus, I'm actually gonna, even though I like the name, I don't like the name for this character. So I'm gonna give the naming of this figure a 2. Gonna give the helicopter mode a 2, robot mode a 2, transformation, honestly, I'm going to give the transformation a 1, just because it's so bad, and you can see, like, all the parts. And the overall aesthetic, I will give the overall aesthetic a 3, just because overall he is supposed to be, just kind of a grunt Decepticon, and he's kind of one of those, like, first level baddies, if that makes sense. So I feel like he fits that, the color scheme. It looks like Decepticon-y, and Decepticon-y? Is that an adjective? And like he's got all the like the missiles and stuff. The kind of arm missiles, kind of like the original G1 like jet team. But overall, he's kind of an awkward figure. But he's in the collection, so we got him. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you again soon.